Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk. What's up, everybody? Big Herc, Prison Talk. I want to say thank you to all of our fans for subscribing to our YouTube, Fresh Out Life After the Penitentiary, and also for subscribing to our Instagram and our Twitter, which is FreshOutSeries. Had a question for one of our viewers. Hey, Big Herc, like your channel. Can you get TV sets in certain USPs like the one in Terre Haute, Indiana? I know most federal prisons you can't. As far as explicit magazines, when did the BOP ban things like Playboy and things of that nature? And why, if you know the answer? Final question, does the BOP allow press to come into the facilities? I've never seen a federal facility where they allow TVs in because there's just too much shit going on. You know, they don't, the feds is so many diverse international criminals, I mean people from all over, that packages, you can't get packages from the street. As far as, you know, magazines and stuff like that, X-rated magazines, they started that bullshit right around, I think, the late 90s. They passed a bill basically banning pornographic material, you know, because they on some funny shit. You know, they would rather a motherfucker beat each other up than to beat their meat, you know, which is pretty sad, but that's what's going on. These politicians, they up in there, they fantasizing about motherfuckers getting their cheeks took, and they'd rather fantasize about getting your cheeks took than to you know, beating your meat to a woman in a magazine or to a guard or something. You know, it's some really, you know, perverted shit, man. But you know, if you do anything involved with politics and, you know, the kinkiness of the cuckold, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And as far as your last question, press, they're not allowing press in the federal facilities. That, you know, I haven't seen any federal facility grant press access. I could be wrong. I know that there was a guy at one of the institutions I was at that had some press that wanted to interview him about getting his wife pregnant while he was in prison by sneaking the sperm out through a guard, and the warden didn't want to allow him to do the interview. You know, he had already done like 2 years in the hole for not telling, and basically they sent him out to the West Coast. He's originally from the East Coast. You know, on the West Coast they sent him for punishment, and they didn't want to let him talk to press. So, you know, the feds is a lot different than the state. You know, each state facility is different than the, you know, feds. You know, a lot of the state facilities you can have, you know, packages, whether it be food products, TV, stuff like that. But in the feds, it ain't going down. It's very limited, and you know, they try to keep motherfuckers under strict regulations. So that's what's up with the feds.